Hey, Bradley Wattum here, real estate advisor with Macdonald Realty. I'm here today to bring you another edition of How's the Market for Vancouver West for February 2019. Let's check out the sales to active listing ratio for the area. Of course, it's a seller's market when that ratio is above 20%, a balanced market when it's between 12 and 20, and a buyer's market when it's under 12. We can see here that we're currently experiencing a buyer's market for both detached and townhome properties and a balanced market for condos. The sales to active listing ratio for detached properties in February was 5.8%. There were 44 sales, which is down 17% from 2018, and the number of listings remained relatively flat from last year at 759. If we look at the price band here, we can see that $1.5 to $2 million had 10 sales with 28 listings, or a sales to active listing ratio of 35.7%. So it is a seller's market for this price range on Vancouver's west side. We can see that anything above $3 million had a little bit of a tough time in February. There were 14 sales of 553 listings, or a sales to active listing ratio of 2.5%. If we check out the neighborhood watch here, we can see that Kitsilano had the most sales with 10 out of 51 listings, or a sales to active listing ratio of 19.6, which is almost seller market territory. If we look at the cool neighborhoods, we can see that South Granville had one sale out of 79 listings, or sales to active listing of 1.3, and Shaughnessy was very similar with, where are we here? One sale of 70 listings, or sales to active listing ratio of 1.4%. So those areas are experiencing a deep buyer's market as of this time. If we look at the condo sector, we can see that the sales to active listing ratio is 13.7%. There was 186 sales, which is down a considerable 43.5% from last year. But we can see here that the number of listings is up considerably from 2018, up about 86% to 1355. If we take a look at the price bands, we can see that clearly the most active price range was 400 to 900,000 with 113 sales, or a sales to active listing ratio of 19.8%. So that's a very high balanced market, almost in seller's market territory. We can see that the 900 to 1.5 million did about the market average with 53 sales of 407 listings, or sales to active listing ratio of about 13%. Again, if we look at the cool price point, we can see that there was only 2 sales above $3 million in the month of February, or a sales to active listing ratio of 2%. We check out the neighborhood watch. We got to go back to Kitsilano here. 24 sales of 65 listings, or a sales to active listing ratio of 36.9%. So Kitsilano is currently experiencing a good seller's market at this point. The cool neighborhood would be Cole Harbour, 7 sales of 124 listings, or a sales to active listing ratio of 5.6, which is less than half of the area average. Now, if we jump over to townhomes here, we can see that the sales to active listing ratio is 10.2%. There was 21 sales in the area, which is down 38.2%. And the number of total active listings is up about 50% to 205. Now, if we take a look here at the price band, we can see that there was only 5 sales in $400,000 to $900,000 range, but that is a good sales to active listing ratio of 20%. And if we take a look at $900,000 to $1.5 million with their 11 sales, that was a sales to active listing ratio of about 15.5%. So those are both pretty strong balanced markets. Again, if we look at anything above $1.5 million in the townhome range, there was 5 sales out of 114 listings, or a sales to active listing ratio of 4.4%, which again is about half of the area average. If we take a look at the hot neighborhoods, again, we got to go back to Kitsilano. 9 sales, 26 listings, or a sales to active listing ratio of 34.6. Again, townhomes in Kitsilano are experiencing a pretty solid seller's market last month. And if we look at Oak Ridge, there was 0 sales of 12 listings. Same going on in South Granville, 0 sales of 12 listings. So certain neighborhoods are having a little bit tougher of a time getting sales for townhomes. Now, if we finish off here with benchmark prices, we can see that the 1-year change in the detached sector on the west side is about 13.5% decline. If we jump over to condos, we can see that the 1-year change has declined about 6.2%. But if we look at the last several months, it really actually leveled off and even started to come up a little bit, up about, what is that, about $2,000-3,000 since November of 2018. And if we take a look at the townhouse sector here, we see that there was a decline of about 3.2% over the past year, and we are experiencing townhomes at $1,208,500. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me for the Vancouver West edition of How's the Market. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me or contact me via any of these forms here. Again, it's Bradley Wattum with Macdonald Realty, and have a great day. Thank you.